and we just literally walked the mall. And it's like, fun.
When there is money to drop like that, we're going to drop it. No, do not take any liberties. This is exactly how I like my espresso.
Is this Pro-Cat? Are you guys Pro-Cat? Is this Pro-Cat?
I just don't think it would have been right for Miranda to have been as cold as she was 20 years ago. I was like,
AT&T.
What does that mean?
But what are you comparing it to? An average Joe's wedding? Like, she's not going to have an average Joe's wedding. Even if the humor is like making fun of us, you know what I mean? Like, it's so relatable, and like we all just want to be relatable these days, right?
Well, you know what? Everyone is relatable. Let's put it that way to someone.
It is totally.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Sisterly Podcast. How's it going? I'm Molly.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Meg.
You've been watching Emily in Paris?
Actually, no, I definitely stopped after I think season 1.
Did we talk about this on the pod?
I don't think so, but I kind of got over it, and I don't know why I got over it. I'm obsessed with the like best friend character. I think she's so fun and so talented.
Ashley Park is everything.
She's everything. Well, then she ended up being in Only Murders in the Building, which I was like so hyped about because it's literally one of my favorite shows. But I think I was getting annoyed with the character Emily and just like the stupid boneheaded decisions she was making.
I know.
But I was like, okay. I'm over this.
So as someone who watched season 1 through 5 in the past 3 weeks, like I like binged it hard. It was just a good background show for me to watch over like a few weeks. By season 5, I was like, girl, if you date one more guy, I'm going to scream.
How many people
but
did she?
It starts out where she has a moment with a guy who has a girlfriend, and then from there on, like that guy and the girlfriend are in the show for the rest of the show for all 5 seasons. I won't spoil anything, but they're about to give us the last season. My point is that it's actually a really good show, especially if you love to travel.
Yeah.
Like, she's so fashionable, and she's running around Paris, sometimes making very, like, silly decisions, but she also works in a very fun job with, I think, Sylvie, her boss, what is probably my favorite character. And then the 2 men who work with her and Sylvie, like, they just wrote those characters so well where it's just like comedic relief the whole time. So it's an easy show to watch. I think everyone got annoyed when it was like season 2, 3-ish. But if you get past it, it's actually, I don't know. I think it's actually a really fun show.
I think that is when I stopped, was season 2, 3-ish.
Yeah.
Like
there's a lull. 3. There's a lull in there. I think I only ever watched season 1. Well, how was your 4th of July weekend?
Every time we talk about what we did this weekend, I literally had to like go back through my phone and look at pictures because I'm like, what did I literally do this weekend? It's like when you go to an appointment, to a doctor's appointment, and they're like, what'd you do this weekend? How was your weekend? Just like small talk. I literally hit like my brain goes fully blank.
Yes.
I don't know if yours ever does. It goes fully blank. And then I'm like, what did I do this weekend?
No, I literally seem disinterested and like I don't want to talk to someone, but I'm like, no, I actually can't remember what we did last night.
Well, yeah, it's just so all that to say, I looked at like pictures, which I didn't really take that many. I think I took them on James's phone. Okay, because here's why. I realized I really need to honor like just having my phone off all day Saturday. Because now that I'm like leaning into content creating, I got to have like a beat where I'm like not on my phone. And so I think I ended up like keeping it away and then realized, oh my gosh, she looks so cute right now. Can you take a picture? And I would like grab James's phone and like take a picture. So we had we had a great weekend, and I actually kind of remember it was like a lot of we have friends who live in this neighborhood that have like a community pool, and so there was like a couple of well, we only went over there once, so what am I saying? But it was just hanging out with people. Like there was 2 different groups of people
Fun.
that we like did barbecues with. We did it on Friday and Saturday night, and they both have babies that are like similar age. Well, they're a year older. And so we just hung out and got to be with friends and did not do fireworks.
I feel like that's like the new thing. Like, who does fireworks? Like, ew.
Well, I
I'm
don't know
just
what
kidding.
I don't know what time. Like, and Grant,
They're normally
I don't
so late.
know. Maybe she could have done them. Maybe we should have done them with
Mhm.
like the ear things that we have. But
Mm-hmm.
we did that, and
Was it super hot in Atlanta? Because it was
Oh, yeah.
super hot here. Like, you kind of had to be at the pool if you were going to do anything.
yeah, and she got a new float with like a full on like foot thing, like a footstool, if you will, and
Mhm.
like a canopy. And she also, I think, genuinely loves her sunglasses. So she was just like straight chilling. And she loves the bath. So the water now is kind of like a bath. And so she was having a good time. What else did we do? James's like goal is always to eat a hot dog on the 4th of July. So he was able to have multiple moments to eat a hot dog. And I realized I am actually really bad about bringing food to parties.
Mm.
Like I joke and I'm like I'm such a cook because the podcast we did together like back in September. I was like I'm such a cook. I'm a Nona. Okay, I think I just like being able to create with what I have without following a recipe.
Mhm.
But of late, when I have had like time with my girlfriends or gone to like we had a dinner last night where we all cooked something, I'm realizing I'm really lazy. Like all of them go to the next level,
Mm.
and I'm like, where can I pick up something from like Costco or like so
I think that's in some people's just genes. Like, honestly, I
what
think
to
it's
like make from a cookbook?
to make from a cookbook, to make multiple things. Like, and part of me is also like, maybe they're not concerned about how much money they're spending, but like,
Maybe.
I have to think about that. So sometimes it is easier for me to bring a bunch of dips, even though I wish I could be the Martha Stewart who's baked all this stuff.
Well, I mean, and frankly, like some of that isn't expensive. It's just like the time you take to do it. But like when we cook at home, I'm like, meat and 3. Like that's what I
Okay,
do.
this is what I mean too, though. Like, budget, and also like we eat really simply in this house. Like, I don't just have like flour sitting around. Like, we do because well, no, I don't. Like, we don't make a lot of stuff like that. So I would have to go out and buy all these things if I was going to
Yeah.
make like a pie.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like yes, and I think these people specifically are making like just frilly veggies. Frilly.
Oh, cute.
Frilly is a good word, right? Like they're zhuzhed up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my goal lately has been like, let's actually try. So I made a salad this weekend. I know it's not a
Summer
lot, but
salad.
I made a salad. And it was really good. I think it was good. I got there and then like was already late, so not that many people had it, and we had it left over. I was like, James, we've gotten stuck with the mac and cheese the past 2 times I've brought it lately, so what's something we're okay getting stuck with?
Yeah.
So I did a salad. So that was kind of a win for me this weekend, was to bring something that was somewhat laborious. And then I don't remember what we did on Sunday.
That's okay. The fact that all of that was done from Friday to Saturday is wild. That is so much.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, let me tell you what we did do, and I promise this is worth it.
Okay.
I have not been to Phipps Plaza
Mhm.
in since I've lived here for 12 years. And this is a callback to one of the episodes where I talk about the serotonin hit list. And I was telling y'all, like, catch me, like, window shopping. It's literally, like, my favorite thing. Well, not my favorite. It's one of the things that gives me joy. Well, we were just, like, looking for something to do, sort of wanting to get out of the house. And James had some clothes that needed to be tailored. Also a callback, right? Like, he goes and gets his clothes tailored. And I'm like, I should be doing that more, which, fun fact, there were definitely women in there doing it. And I was like, okay, it's not, it's me. It's a me thing. I need to be doing this. Anyways, it's in Phipps Plaza. We're like trying to figure out what to do with the rest of our day because we're learning that with like a little girl, she loves getting out actually, and it's good for her. But we have like kind of a window, and it's in between like 10 to 5, that's a big window.
It's a big window.
Yeah. Yeah, our day doesn't get started at 10, but you know. So anyway, we're already out, and all of a sudden, like whatever, downpour comes. Okay?
Pterodactyl downpour.
Okay. And we just like are like, oh my God, well, I guess we can't leave. We got to stay here. Well, it was the most beautiful like experience. One, because the mall is just like extremely glamorous. But I think two, because it felt like we were in another city because I had never explored Phipps. And their food hall is like bougie. Like they had this really nice, cute coffee shop and then an outdoor green space that was like lounge chairs and umbrellas, and it was a big old like screen playing like the World Cup.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And so we went down, we got a coffee, and we just literally walked the mall. And it's like, you know, Fendi, Prada,
Clearly,
Hermes.
she doesn't shop there.
Cartier, you know.
Dior, as my husband says.
No.
There's not even a letter there.
When did he say that?
We watched The Devil Wears Prada 2, and I was trying to give him the lore of all the designers, and someone like, oh, Dior is part of it. And
it's
he
like,
says,
the main.
He's like, oh yeah, Emily's working at Dior.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, we walked by Dior. It was just really fun. And like, I also like, not every store, but some stores I'm like, catch me walking in feeling like I belong. Like, yes, I'll try that on. Yes, you know what I mean? There's like a little bit of an intimidation factor of like, am I allowed to walk in here? But I was like, yes, we are. Let's walk in.
There's a reel I have to send you of this girl being like, the moment that I pretend I didn't just see the price on that price tag and like, oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen that? Like you've seen a price on something and you're like, you internally you're like, but you're like, considerable.
Yeah. Well, what sucks is like all of those things look so good on me. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I just saw a reel of it was like a grandma's voice where she was like, let me tell y'all something. Everything I love is either 1,000 calories or $1,000. And I was like, oh my God. Same. Like we were in Cartier. First of all, I get it.
So like,
I get it.
It's not like chuggy designer. Like Cartier is like chic effortlessness.
Yes, I get it. I want that watch. And James is like, some people know this about my husband. He is actually a very like fashionista. Like he's very quality, like, you know, he loves all those things. And so he's actually introduced me to a lot of stuff. So he knew about this like OG watch of theirs, which I don't for the life of me know what it was called. And so the guy that took him back to like look at him, well, I'm like just meandering around, right?
The guy
And-
took him back to look at him. Can you give us more on that sentence?
Oh, I'm sorry. No. So in all these stores, for our audience who like us doesn't frequent, I'm just kidding. I don't know if you do frequent. I literally have no idea who you are. Okay,
I
but-
don't, so tell me.
most of these stores have an attendant per person essentially. And so when you walk in, there is somebody who's going to greet you to like give you one-on-one service
Sure.
for the most part. So James was like, actually, I would love to see blank. And so they took him back to the case. It's not like they took him into another room. That's a whole nother situation. We are not those people, like, I mean, not yet. Just kidding. But so they took him to the case.
Oh, let's state the obvious really quick. When there is money to drop like that, we're going to drop it within reason.
Take me to the back room. Give me a champagne. And
Yeah.
let's go. So I have the stroller. Meanwhile, I'm like so nervous about the wheels. Like all the indoor carpet is like gorgeous, right? Like they've spent so much money, like marble. Like there's all these like beautiful like displays that are so expensive. So I'm like, I'm trying to look like I belong, but I'm also thinking like, God, I really hope I don't like leave a smear across this carpet. But so I'm like walking over to the sunglasses in Cartier and I put them on.
That's the number one thing. That's the number one gateway drug to designer fashion.
I don't even need to get Botox. Like they immediately up-leveled my face immediately. Like immediately.
Yes.
And I was like, James,
They're just made differently.
I am supposed to have these.
How much were they?
Like $3,200. Yeah.
Here's my thing. I would have one of those if it was okay. If I lost them, I could get another.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you have to kind of figure out what that is for you. Like, what are
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
I tried on these Tom Ford Sunnies 10 years ago. I would have been 18, forever changed. I was like,
Yeah. The quality.
Oh, I look different. Like I suddenly am luxe. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you kind of get it. Like you see all these. I mean, listen, if you had a team of people styling you fast, let me tell you this too. I got a lymphatic drainage massage on the coast of France, in the south of France, on the beach club in Nice. And I'm like, that was everything. Imagine you were getting stuff like that, laser treatments, wax it, I don't know, whatever the heck all these people do. And then someone just slaps on some Tom Ford Sunnies on you and a nice Louboutin heel. Like, yeah, of course you're going to look like a queen.
The fact that those people are still nice and humble after after that,
You're like,
I'd be
catch me being the devil.
Just ain't got time at that point. No,
Yeah.
being silly, but
It's so easy to
Like
let that go
training.
to your head. True.
do you know about? I like recently found out about this, and some people who know about this are gonna laugh. But if you don't, please go down this rabbit hole. Do you know about leather appointments at Hermes?
No, because I was actually too afraid to walk into Hermes, and I said, James, because their carpet looked really intimidating. And I was like, do you think I can take a stroller in there? We didn't go. So no.
So Hermes, the Birkins and all the things, the bags that they're known for.
That's what I couldn't remember. I was like, where are them Birkin bags at? Although I couldn't remember the name.
Hermes.
Okay.
But you have to get, and hear me out, I don't know everything, but apparently you have to get a leather appointment to get one of those bags. And I don't know in all the different ways you get a leather appointment or whatever. Or you can have these people like the Coveted or whatever. I don't know if the Coveted actually does like sourcing of Birkins, but you can get someone to source things or buy secondhand, whatever. Anyways, the funny point is I think it's a brand that or a company that sources designer vintage for people. They'll be like, hey, can you try to find this for me? kind of cool. Like if you were into that kind of stuff, very cool job.
Yeah.
But my point is, I've been seeing these reels of people when they get a leather appointment, which is what's the most interesting to me. And you tell them what's on your wish list. Like you sit down with an associate and you tell them what's on your wish list, and they'll bring you random bag of choice, and you either say yes or no. Is that not the wildest
I'm
thing?
sorry. Are you saying like the bag is like, is it like kind of one of those like when you go into the bookstore and you don't know which book it's going to be, but you just buy it and then you unwrap it? Or are you talking
No,
about
they
like,
show you. They show
Okay.
you it, apparently. They show you it, but it's like saying, yeah, I really want a wow, you're about to tell what side of Instagram I'm on. Birkin Kelly with I actually don't know all the words to say. Clearly, I've never been in these appointments, but you say like this hardware, this color, this size, whatever. You're probably not going to get the exact one, but I've seen girls say it's your like engagement trip, and maybe they'll give you something a little bit more special. And it's like, guys, what?
wait,
What?
why can't you just have the purse that you want? I'm so confused.
It's the like mystical thing around Hermes. I don't know.
Specifically the Birkins.
It's just Hermes. I don't know.
You know what this is reminding me of?
What?
Okay, so go with me here. This is reminding me of when you go to the bar and you have a really good like mixologist behind there, right? Like, it's not a bartender, right? It's
You
like a
lost me at bar,
mixologist.
but okay, yes.
And you sit down and he's like, "What are you feeling?" And you're like, I'm feeling something like fruity, crisp, Italian, and hot. I don't know. That doesn't really go together. But then they make you something.
Ew.
And then you like
Yeah.
have the drink and you're like, yeah, that's it. I'll take it. That's what you made me think of. And I don't know if I like totally missed it or if that really is the reality. So I just don't understand how you're going to drop. I just don't understand how you're going to drop like $5,000 or however much these purses are. North? 10
Yes.
grand?
Yes. Plus.
Okay, I don't understand how you're going to drop a minivan amount of money and not get what you want. Like, what?
Listen, here's my equivalent. Like, you have your bar experience. This is my equivalent, and this is how I'd act in those leather appointments. I was in a coffee shop the other day, my mecca, my palace, as some might say, and the barista said, how do you like your espresso?
How do you take it? I like that.
And I was like, oh, no, do not take any liberties. This is exactly how I like my espresso.
Wait,
said,
say that
said, are
word
you-
one more time.
Espresso.
Okay, thank you, God.
It's not espresso. It's
Thank you.
espresso.
Thank you.
And I said, ooh, are you doing 1 shot or 2 or 4? I see you, fainting goat. Okay. We don't be needing to do quad shots in here. Anyways. And she said, 2. And then she said something else. Anyways, I was like, I do like to taste the espresso, so not that much water. I was just very deliberate. So I can imagine what?
Well, is this not a nice coffee shop?
I don't remember where it was.
Okay, y'all.
I think
and
they were slow.
I
so
think I
she
created
was
this.
chatting.
I created this beast in her, but like not Molly getting so annoyed at like I should say like you can tell
Oh.
she takes the deep breath when she goes to a coffee shop and she's ordering and they're like, oh, I don't even know what the best question would be that they ask, but it's just a sign of they have no idea what they're doing. And Molly's like, oh no, they're gonna mess up my drink.
I just always look for if there's an espresso machine for one at Dunkin' Donuts.
Do they?
Is there an espresso machine? No, it's being poured out of a bag.
Oh yeah. Okay, I was gonna
They
say,
do
wow,
it.
that's
They
impressive.
pour it out of the bag in front of you. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, we're never gonna get Dunkin' sponsorships on this podcast.
You just gotta know what you're drinking.
Yeah. And I want to drink real espresso. And that's my choice. And that's what I go after in this life. So, anyways, yeah.
I wish I could think of a funny follow-up question that happens, but it's so funny because you'll catch Molly being like, well, actually, a latte has. No, she doesn't do that, but that's what her internal self is screaming.
It's only Meg's saying this because it's only when we go to small towns.
Yeah.
And we both come from big cities where around here in Nashville, they're all doing the same, like a 12-ounce coffee is 2 shots, and an 8-ounce coffee is probably still 2 shots, just less water. And
specifically Americano or latte. Or something.
Sorry. I only drink Americanos. But when I go to a coffee shop and they say, do you want, this is when what Meg's talking about. I just thought about one, Meg. Do you want a 16 or 20 ounce?
And you're
in
like,
my Americano.
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. How many shots of espresso are you using? And then they don't know. And then they say one. They say one. And you're like, I'm sorry. 1 shot. The rest is water?
I'm like, no, I literally in that moment, I would never do this. But inside, the Charlotte, who is the owner's daughter of Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders, that comes out. And I want to be like, go pour the shot. Show me. I'll tell you how. Go pull it. Go pull the shot.
Yeah, pull the shot. There you go.
Sorry. Yeah, pull the shot. But
oh man.
Anyways, yeah, leather appointments. Look it up on Instagram or I'm sure TikTok and go down that rabbit hole. And yeah, there's definitely more info around all of that. I just couldn't care less to watch anymore. It's just I happen to follow influencer, the few that have gotten leather appointments. I thought it was a joke at first.
Okay, this is kind of giving me vibes of like the watch scene. Like, do you know the watch scene for men?
No,
it's
but
not
I
just
heard
men,
someone
but
talking about it the other day.
Yeah. So like James has made me aware of the watch scene. So like we went into Omega while we were there too, and like, which oh my god, I had like such a moment. Which thank God the attendant was like so gracious. I mean, these people. I shouldn't say this, but like. They're probably like me, and they're not necessarily walking in and affording all these things, so they're just like approachable,
yeah.
Whatever.
They get a discount, yeah.
Well, maybe they do, but like, anyways, they're not like necessarily snooty, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're in Omega, and there's a watch, and James is looking at it, and I was like, "What is this one called? Is this like the Hulk or da 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 da?" And he goes,
"Is this ProCat?" Sorry, that's where that hand was going. Sorry,
our mom. Okay, in show choir, we did show choir.
We had to tell this story.
We did show choir in high school, and there was this like notorious camera crew that would come around and take pictures of your kids while they're on the stage, and then they would like be set up out in the hall. And like you could go buy and purchase pictures of your kids, okay? And there was like a very famous company called ProCat, and they were beloved by our family, beloved by the show choir world. Okay, so fast forward, I go to Samford. I am doing something called step singing, and my mom walks in, okay, and she sees a very similar setup. And she runs over to the thing, starts kind of like slapping the like stuff that's on there, like looking at it, flipping it over, and she's like, "Oh, is this ProCat? Are you guys ProCat? Is this ProCat?" And we made so much fun of her. To this day, she probably still hates that story. It is absolutely. What were they ProCat though? Because I actually don't know.
No. No. And
but
there's
we were like, Mom.
Yeah. That's just wow. It's one of my favorite stories. Sorry to interrupt you. James was asking which watch that was, and it wasn't ProCat.
I said shoot. So I pulled my mom. Dadgummit, the amount of times that's happening in my life. Oh God. So I said, "Is this the Hulk?" And then he goes, "No, that's a different watch company." And I was like, "Oh, Rolex. Oh no." That's like their competitor. That's like going to like Coke and being like, "Is this Pepsi?" And they're like, "No, that's the other guys."
So there's a watch called the Hulk, and
Sorry.
it's Rolex.
So Rolex is known for nicknames on all their watches.
Okay.
And so in the like world of watches, these guys are trying to find, not just guys, girls too, trying to find all these like watch faces that there's like different colors and they're like they have different nicknames. It just so happens though, just to give myself again a little credit, Omega has one watch that has a nickname like that, and it's called Iron Man. And so naturally, would I not think that that was the same company when Iron Man and the Hulk come from the same universe? You know what I mean? So like, I'm not completely. He was very kind. He was like, I get that. I mean, like, this is called Iron Man, but that's the only one we have like that. Anyways, James, I think he was embarrassed. James was like, that's Rolex. And I was like, I knew that. I knew that.
That's so funny.
But we had a blast. And like, we ended up in, have you ever heard the store Our House?
Yeah.
Is that right? Oh, God.
Our
okay.
House.
Oh, okay. It was beautiful.
It's literally said Our House. I just always said Our House.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we had the best time, walked around with coffee, window shopped. It was awesome. It was so awesome.
That store really is gorgeous. It does give like, not Pottery Barn. What's it called? Crate and Barrel, but like a little bit more chic. Maybe Crate and Barrel and Restoration Hardware had a baby.
Yes, Restoration Hardware. Yeah. And the workers were so kind and so generous, and it was just very fun for us to walk around and like look at. We also like every Saturday love watching YouTube and like watching Luxury Home Show or Architectural Digest, and so that was fun for us to just.
Have you been watching Shay? So the final reveal came out today. Have you been watching it?
No, I have not. But the house looks awesome. I watched episode 1, so I've been saving.
Yeah, watch
lumping. Yeah,
because they're so short. Like, I'm sorry, McGee Production YouTube.
These are actually a little longer. I felt like Studio McGee had just a slow outpour like lately. So I felt like I was so caught up on all her stuff that I went over to like Jean Stouffer, my girl out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, with her daughter Grace. They're my jam. I love them so much. I had caught up to all their stuff. I just was very caught up on all the home stuff.
Well,
so
wasn't Shay on a weren't they actually on TV and then they went fully YouTube? Yeah.
Oh.
So
okay.
I wonder if they were finishing out a contract or something.
You
wouldn't that make
are
sense?
Right.
Yeah. Because their production for YouTube is so well done, which like it probably makes them more money to do it that way or whatever. They have more control maybe. But yeah.
When we were at South by, there was a conversation. So we went to South by Southwest, not this year, but the 2 years previous. And I think last year, the first year, there was a guy who was talking all about like producing your own content essentially. And he and his, I think, brother were very, very well known, but they had just like started their own like production company and like in the indie world and had like, I guess I'm going to dumb this down, but like gained a lot of traction. And so their audience that's like wanting to learn how to do this is people who are like indie, people who are not backed by a big company. And they're like, how do I actually like get my stuff seen? And he was talking about the power of YouTube. And he was like, I'd get on there, really put your stuff on YouTube, watch like your view rate and your like all that stuff skyrocket, then pitch yourself to a larger streaming service and say, look at my data, and then have them hire you for a show or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like sign you for a show.
YouTube over Instagram, like YouTube is actually paying their content creators, whereas Instagram, it still is wild to me. Like if Instagram pays anything, it's really small. I went down this rabbit hole like a year ago, but like YouTube views, AdSense, like monetization, it's a great way to have passive income. once you start getting an audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, wouldn't be surprised. That's also why probably people find first an audience on Instagram and then push content to YouTube.
Yeah. I just love long form. I love long form so much because I just feel like you can connect with people more. Like every week I go from here to here with short form because I'm like, you want me to give you so much in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I like my personality can't do that. Like
it's just a different beast because
it's a different art.
Yeah.
It is a different art.
There are times I just want to like talk to the screen. Totally. And I'm like, oh, this is like vlog. This is not like a reel. At least in my opinion. But
I just think some people are really good at it. I think there is a natural like creative talent and I think you can learn it. It's a muscle. But short form there is a like POV that still is very hard for me.
Yeah, and I think it just depends on what that content is too. Like finding the angle for specific content that you can shoot. How do you shoot this in a short form?
Totally. Yeah, and it takes a second. Yeah. My 4th weekend was super chill. I think we watched The Devil Wears Prada 2 on Friday. Did you watch The Devil Wears Prada 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought it was really well done. What do you think?
I went with a girlfriend. I am like not gonna overuse the word notorious, but here we are. I'm notorious for letting a critique, like an art form, like stand on its own. And I just get so annoyed when people like compare it to something that's not like it's not supposed to be compared to the first one. It's its own thing.
It's so literally how many years later?
Right. Which did I tell you that I watched the interview? I think I shared this with you. I watched an interview of Emily Blunt and Anne Hathaway, whom was pregnant, by the way, in that interview, probably, with somebody in England. He was like interviewing them over tea. And he literally says, what did they do to make you guys look so young? And I don't know how either of them did not even show an ounce of uncomfortableness. They immediately just said, I don't know, like good lighting or like.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh, I don't know the premise of Devil Wears Prada 2. Maybe it's supposed to take place immediately after the first one. So I'm trying to give this guy a benefit of the doubt, thinking like maybe there isn't a gap of time that's being shown. No, it's a gap of time. And so I'm like, what in what world did he think that was a good? He's living in the new world. Like, he's not an idiot. Why did he think he could ask that question?
I think it's been 20 years. Like, I think Andy says it in the film to Miranda. Miranda's like, who are you? And she's like, it's fine. I know it's been 20 years or something like that. Like, it's been, I can't remember, because that would mean that the first movie came out in 2006, which feels about right.
I think they're both incredibly gorgeous, and I am not going to comment at all on their, like, in the sense that, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with them. And they're beautiful. Like, I just thought him asking that question, I was like, why would you ask that?
That's so funny.
Like,
who knows? They're both such pros. I'm not surprised that they responded so just like, yeah, whatever.
And they literally look like they haven't aged a bit from that first movie, which is hilarious to me that he would even ask that.
I loved more of the luxe element of The Devil Wears Prada 2. Like, of course, in the first one, like, you know the lore behind the first one, right? Like, Anna Wintour, like, long story short, like, Anna Wintour in real life, like, apparently had found out that this had been, like, kind of modeled after her. And I think there were certain designers there was a whole kind of, like, block of, like, some designers weren't working with them on the first one or something like that. Wow, really just coming in here today with not the full research.
I don't know about this.
But anyways, hopefully it gets people curious and not frustrated, and they can go, that should be the title of our podcast, Curious, Not Frustrated. Well, but my point is the second one had so many more designers. I mean, Dior was the center of it.
Okay, I'm going to try to remember what Anne Hathaway said, or even Emily Blunt said from another interview, and I think I might mess this up. But I think, okay, so Anne Hathaway, if I'm remembering correctly, like really wanted this part or something, and maybe somebody else was up for it. She was new, but I think I remember her saying she felt really excited about it for whatever reason, whatever. But I think she also says something about like not thinking it would do that well. And it ended up being, I'm totally paraphrasing, but the sentiment I got was that it was like a launching pad for her. And I think she didn't know how much of a launching pad it was going to be. In the sense that I think it elevated her to another prestige, like another level of like being seen in a certain light, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if part of it has to do with what you're saying about like, now she's getting all this spotlight from all these like big designers. Now she's getting like, you know, invited to fashion shows and like doing, you know, all of these.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, and yeah, and Anna Wintour was part of the promo for this movie. Like,
it was there was a
very big change in something, I think, after they saw the movie be such a like big deal. But
yeah, people loved it. Like we all, it was such a cult favorite. And I think that's what they all kind of talked about maybe a little bit was, I don't know if they knew how big it was going to be, like that it was really going to become such a thing.
On an acting note, you know, Meryl is Meryl. Love
Isn't
her
she the queen?
So much.
She's the goat, truly.
There is, and I know this was not by accident. Like Meryl is pro beyond pro, right? The first movie, Miranda there's a coldness to her. Like it's almost like scary cold. The second one, there's a little bit of like, she's been like,
softened a little
bit. Her having a partner in the second one, I think also, like, I think Meryl Streep, I'm honoring her as an actress in what I'm trying to say. She was like Miranda in 20 years has gotten a divorce and softened and refound love again and has opened her heart to another person. That means that probably in 20 years, she probably softened at least 10%. And that note came out through the second film. And it was so lovely because I just don't think it would have been right for Miranda to have been as cold as she was 20 years ago. Like you just see this softness and
That's
see this
so
like
well said.
Maturity and age.
Yeah.
In this boss that almost was this lovely like aging story that I think Meryl did such a good job at telling.
I don't think I realized that was a big part of the first one because I didn't see the first one and then go see the second one. I kind of have forgotten a lot of the storyline, but that at the end she's getting served divorce papers, right? Yeah. I forgot about that because I like saw her husband and I was like, I don't remember him. You know, Meryl does her work. She is the queen of subtlety in character work in the sense that like, I don't know her process, but it looks as if she really studies the character and like who is this person in and out so that when she's on screen, all those subtleties play through with having a fully developed world around the character that she's playing. Like one of my favorite, she does so many different types of characters, right? Like that's what, when she's in Only Murders in the Building, she plays such a youthful, like love interest, and it is such a beautiful side of Meryl in a character. I mean, I haven't seen all of Meryl's work, but it was a side that I had not seen, and I was like, damn, she hit that on the head. Like she nailed it.
That part's a little whimsical and like quirky too.
Yeah.
Like her and
that's so well said.
Martin Short.
Yeah, whimsical and quirky.
Kind of brought out the quirkiness in each other in those characters. I mean, I'm sorry. If I was acting with Martin Short, it probably would bring out my whimsy too, because he's just so he's just so fun.
He is so whimsical, yeah. Especially that character.
Yeah. So her in Murders in the Building is such a good call out because she just plays so many different things.
I love that you brought that out because I did notice, but I didn't realize until you're highlighting that it truly was such a beautiful, like subtle, like soft undertone underneath everything that she was doing. Yeah.
Well, I almost got upset. I almost was like,
you need
Meryl's
to
just playing this.
Slap
Yes.
Anne, come on.
And then it hit me later. A, I can trust Meryl as an actress.
Right? That's so
B, something has happened in 20 years. Like the work that character went through in 20 years to then be married to this man, there's a softness that's had to have happened. Do you realize who played in the second one, her husband or her partner?
Yes, but I've already forgotten the actor. I've forgotten who played it.
Do you know what he's from?
No, I can't. I literally can't visualize his face because I remember seeing him and going, "Oh my god, I love him!" But now I'm like, I can't remember who the actor was.
Harry Potter. Let's see if it hits.
I can't. I literally can't visualize the face of the person who played her husband.
Professor Lockhart.
Oh yeah. Oh, and he had such a handsome look to him in this movie.
Yes. But can we talk about how I kept just looking over at Evan and I was like, in Harry Potter, he was made to look so tall and extravagant. In this movie, he's just him. But dang, I was going to show you a photo.
Well, probably also because Daniel Radcliffe is actually very short. Yeah. Yeah. And because we're so used to that swooped look, whereas in this movie, he's just like not swooped, you know?
Yeah.
He's like a lot more demure.
So a big pop culture thing that we need to mention is Taylor and Travis are married. And
I literally, can I tell you that like I was having a sweet moment with James and then I literally stopped and said, I'm just so excited for Taylor. Like she's finally found her person.
I know.
And he was like, yeah, that's so sweet.
I had that same moment. I didn't say it out loud, but yes.
It was on Friday night. I knew she was getting married. And I was like,
yeah,
I'm just so excited for her.
I know.
And I'm not even that big of a Swiftie, and I could not stop refreshing my feed. And
Yes.
then my feed knew I was looking for her stuff. So then it was only Taylor Swift, like paparazzi stuff and all the AI pictures, which, oh my God, they were so good.
Yeah, which it's like, there's not much to talk about her wedding because there's not much that has been leaked or like told.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one thing that I literally almost posted on my story, and I was like, Malls, like, it's giving pick me if you post this. So just someone's going to explain it to you. And I think the toast kind of explained it, but the signs that said just and T married, I was like
AT&T.
what does that mean?
Same.
I was like, Justin? I was like, okay, Justin Timberlake. What's the lore with Justin Timberlake?
Same.
What-
AT&T.
what
I'm
is-
like, is this the AT&T Stadium? Like, I'm
Yeah.
confused.
Also, like, took me a second to just think about like their last name doesn't have anything to do with T. That whole thing threw me off for the rest of the weekend.
Well, because I don't know who designed it, but it did the same thing for most of us, where your eyeballs look at it and your brain can't compute it. Right? Like
Really?
most of the time you have something like that and your eyes look at it and immediately your brain goes, ta-da-da, like it triggers something and you get it and you have like an aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what it sounds like for all of us, we went, "Nyeh," like our brain was like, it like couldn't, the gear would start and then it would clunk and then the gear would start another way and it would clunk.
Here's what I took from it. And it made Taylor so human and so on my level. I have ideas that I think are really cool and I don't explain them to people and then I just do them. And I think that was one of hers. I think
That
she
or, like,
did
I
not
really
explain
hope
it.
AT&T like gave her a lot of money for that. Because she unintentionally advertised for them, in my opinion.
I personally hadn't referred to them or seen a lot of people refer to them as T and T. So I think that's what was throwing me off.
I haven't either.
think-
and
her.
Yeah.
I think she referred to them as TNT. That's my point.
She's like, this is our thing.
Yeah. And so, we all went with it, but confused. And the pink really got me. I was like, whoa.
Do you think she being Taylor, do you think Taylor will actually eventually show photos of any of this, or do you think nah?
I don't know, because the night before, someone on the internet, on Instagram, was like, she's filming a documentary. And I was like, okay, no, she's not. Like, no, she's not. I don't know. I think we'll see photos. I think she'll share them, maybe like she did her engagement. But like, talk about chuggy. Like, I think it would be very chuggy if she like did a documentary, and I just don't see that. So kind of like answering your question, but not.
I wouldn't be surprised if she does like a Disney Plus thing about her wedding.
I think she would have already dropped an Easter egg. I think she really loves to like give those things out, like give out clues, and she hasn't done that. I don't know. I just don't. That doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And I feel like,
you know what I found interesting because I was listening to the toast that said this, or somebody else said this, but it's giving. Okay, let me say it differently, and then I'll say it's giving. All of these people who are commenting on her wedding who went were saying like the same or similar things, which was giving like you were given a press release on how to answer, and these are the like 5 comments you're allowed to say. Like I'm like, that's what it was giving, was like, you guys were invited, you can enjoy, but these are the only things you can comment. To the point where I'm like, is she trying to time capsule this? Or not time capsule, but like keep it kind of sacred. Like keep it kind of private.
I think so. I think there's probably I think there's a lot in there that people would try to tear apart. I think here's the thing about weddings. A lot of money goes into them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it can be broken down. Like, can't you see a TikTok with someone green screen in front of every single photo that releases, and it's like, this costs this much and this much and this much. And it's like, that just like takes the elegance away and like the romance away from her day. So honestly, I'm kind of glad. And if I was it
would just get like pooped all over. Yeah.
If you were at Taylor's level, like, you're somehow trying to like let your fans in, but then also not. Like, there's a weird balance that I don't even know, but yeah.
That would be such a hard, because it is arguably like, I mean, someone I think put it to like our royalty. There's a certain level of that that's so true, where it's like, who else do we know whose wedding was giving that much like airtime or like desire to, like I don't know if there's anybody else who would even get that much hype, even if they were trying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Well, Taylor's just such a well-known, like, single woman, and like dated these men and all this. And her whole career has been about like
love and
lovers.
finding love.
Yeah. Finding love, like lovers who have broke her heart, people that she's in love with. Like, it's kind of her mecca, right? Like,
yeah. And so I think that's kind of my point. But yeah, I don't know how you would navigate that and not. You're right. Like, it probably would be better to keep it private, because you're going to have people be like, and think about like, not everybody gets to have. I do think weddings have gotten pretty extreme as far as like how much they cost and the luxury nature of them. But with that being said, think about your everyday Joe who has a nice wedding, but then imagine you're a billionaire. Like, don't you take what that nice person, like your everyday Joe spends, let's just say let's say like a certain percentage of an annual income on their wedding.
Oh, okay.
Right? Imagine she's spending that same percentage of her annual income on her wedding. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you can sit
yeah.
there and be like, but what are you comparing it to? An average Joe's wedding? Like, she's not going to have
Yeah.
an average Joe's wedding.
No.
She's going to have a wedding where she's spending the same equivalent annually that you are on yours.
Yeah.
You know, see what I'm saying?
1,000%.
Yeah. Which I don't even know if that was true that everybody got a Cartier watch, but I was like,
I know. Now there's just rumors about like Chanel bags and all this stuff. And it's just like, okay, I actually hope nothing ever comes out about the wedding so we don't ever have to figure out if any of that's
but
true.
could you imagine if you were invited and you were a guest? Like, imagine you were a guest, right? Like, I'm sorry, you were a +1.
Yeah.
And you show up and you're like, first of all, you're just like, I'm invited. Like, this is amazing. And then you walk in and you're getting like a goodie bag. And it's like a freaking whatever, like a Hermes scarf and a Cartier watch. And you're like, I'm sorry.
But I also find that weird because like we're here to like celebrate the married couple. So like, why am I giving you a gift?
Well, okay. Well, because people do that at weddings. People give gifts.
I know, but I find that weird.
But it's not like, but the what people give is very different. Like, I went to a wedding and I was obsessed with what they did. Like the gift they gave at the end was, it was really in the beginning of like the coffee like era of everybody like loving, not craft coffee, but you know what I'm trying to say, like whatever the terminology is, like delicious coffee, like roasted, whatever. On your way out, there was all of these like thrifted mugs that were sitting like out on this like, it was like a barn chic wedding. Okay. So it was like sitting on like haystacks and stuff like that. But it was more glamorous than that. And you just picked out your own mug and that was your like little gift.
You know that I'm actually not a traditionalist. Like, I'm very not traditional, especially when it comes to weddings. And we don't have to get into that.
I wouldn't call that a traditional feature though. This is
You're
also
saying
like,
that it's normal for people to give gifts.
Like, it's a thing of like, and that's how it was for me, in the sense that like I cared about my guests, in the sense of like, not saying that you don't, but what I'm saying is like, you know, people are like, your wedding is about you. So like, don't let other people dictate your wedding. And I was like, listen, it's not what I'm doing. But the people in my life are the reason that I'm here, and the reason that my husband's here, the reason that we're both together. So like, this is a very big thing that I'm celebrating them, because they're a big part of our life. So what I'm trying to say is, in some sense, that is a norm in celebrating other people, because they are a big part of your life and you're grateful. So the gratitude is being poured out in gifts. But that's not the same for everybody, right?
But everybody does it differently. I would rather not spend $500 on these gifts, like in total. I'm just making up a number. I'd rather that $500 go towards $500 more towards catering and the food be insane. Like, that's where I'm at. And that's why every wedding is different, and every like design of a wedding and what people put importance on. Like, my wedding was like, I want you to feel like you're in a storybook. Like, I want you to be somewhere else, you know? And some people, they want to do what you're saying. Did you do a gift at the end of your wedding?
Our favor was just, we went easy. We did, what is it called? Koozies.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything?
I have a bunch of these plastic cups in my basement that have our initials on it. Dude, I'm telling you, coming.
With what
Why is my thing
left?
today money? Yeah, why is my thing money today? Because my wedding was last year, and I can still see and hear so many of those budget meetings. Like, A, weddings are so expensive. B, I was not funding my own. My parents were. C, I was getting married in Nashville. D, my priorities were flowers, food, and photography. Sorry, those three fingers are going to try to go together.
Let me see.
No. My point is I don't even know that I like got to that point. Like we had a coffee hour on the dance floor. Like my thing about
You did
having
have
a wedding.
hour. Yeah.
My thing about having a wedding and going to a wedding was always the dance floor and a good band. We put a lot of money into the band that we did. Because we couldn't have a DJ with Evan being in the music world. Like he was like, that's a no. We will be having a band, and we had an insane band. So I think it just comes down to everybody has different priorities and different things that they look for at a wedding and want to put into their wedding while also having a budget. And some people might not have a budget, which is great. And B, some of that gifting stuff, like I did not have the brain span to like even get to that point because it was so low on my priority list. I also just, some of that stuff I think is really weird. Like, so I would never do it, but if someone else did it, I'm not going to think it's weird. I just think it's weird if I do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, and let me just go back and say, I was referencing in a perfect world, had you had time, space, and money, a hilarious but perfect nugget of an idea for you would have been coffee. Like coffee roast, like beans, little individually bagged beans, because that's such a funny. That's you. That's you.
It is
that's
such a me thing.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I'm with. I think that was my advice to you too. And if it wasn't, I did say this to other people, was like, you got to pick what's most important to you, because
1000%.
we ain't all got that money to just be able to spend. And I felt like everything was $10,000. They're like, flowers, 10 grand, band, 10 grand, a white dress, 10 grand.
And it just starts adding up. And at some point, like there has to be a ceiling. Like you've got to hit like, no. Do you know what I'm saying?
10 grand.
Even
really?
Yeah. The shoes. God. We're at Dior.
I'm just like, this is funny. Y'all are funny.
Do you have a creator shout out this week?
I do. So there is a friend of mine who, quote unquote, is popping off right now. That's Molly's saying.
I was like, who says that?
You. She had a reel go viral, like 12 million views. She gained like 50,000 followers overnight. It was something crazy. I don't know. Anyway, she's lovely. She's a therapist essentially for creatives, helping them to like not have burnout. And don't you love how I never know people's handles?
It's Sarah Hines with 2 S's.
So Sarah. Will you spell it for us, please?
SarahHeinss.
She is just kind of is having this moment and this movement of like how to really slow down on Instagram and not kind of rush the process of feeling like, oh, I have to like force this moment for myself with creating. Like it will come, and your time, you cannot miss what's for you. And like all of these things. And so her messaging is just really lovely, and she's just a really lovely person. But yeah, I met her years ago, and we have just been kind of these pen pals for a long time. And so she's
That's
precious.
So sweet.
Yeah, I've never met in person, but she's lovely.
Can I say a quick caveat on that? That is probably one of the hardest things in the creator space, or maybe in life. I don't know. You listeners, you might be in a situation where this is relevant to your life, but slowing down and letting you like find your, I don't want to say thing. I don't want to say niche. I keep saying POV because that's what it is. We all have a very specific and unique point of view in this life. And it is very different from everyone else around you, but it's really hard because you're the one that's inside of you. And this week has been that for me. And you saying that about Sarah, like slowing down and letting what's going to come to you creatively will come. Like I felt like this internal voice saying like, slow down, like maybe take a second. You want to go sew a dress, like go sew a dress. Like, I think I keep trying to be something that I'm not while still being Molly. Like I'm not pushing things out that aren't aligned with me, but I'm just saying the POV that the things I create, I'm just like, I can feel that I'm not there, but I'm almost there. And it's kind of a frustrating like journey to be on, but it's so important, like Sarah said, like, because you'll find it.
I think we live in a world where we're so inundated with all of this stuff coming at us all the time. And people are like, be you, be you, be you, which we've talked about. And I think that's can be really frustrating when you're like, well, all I see is this type of way that someone does said thing. And finding truly what it is that drives you and motivates you. It's just a journey though.
But I'm also still like creating and doing my thing. I'm just sharing where I'm at in that journey of, and what you said with Sarah and how that like relates.
Yeah.
Because it's part of this journey. Like, you don't get on a social media platform and start posting and pop off. Like, that just doesn't happen. There are 50 million other creators out there, and you all are trying to find your POV, and it takes time and it takes trial and error.
Yeah. And like letting yourself, right? And like we talk a lot about that.
Yes.
And for everybody, it's different and comes in seasons and it ebbs and flows.
I am starting a new project back with a solo sit down episode over on my YouTube called Coffee Hang. That's going to be mostly for creators and like the journey behind the content.
Love
and
that.
the conversations behind the content. So not to like plug myself, but to plug myself. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about that over there. So listen in if you
love
want.
that. I love
Thank you.
that. Give a nice big breath.
She's like, what is that? I love her so much.
Me too.
All right, guys. Well, we can wrap it up.
Okay. This is awesome. Let's keep it creative. Keep it spunky. Keep it bold and courageous. And always keep it sisterly.
Toodles. Bye, guys.